I know this sounds absolutely crazy to say, guys, but the leaks for Winds and Waves are not stopping. We have had an insane amount of leaks legitimately since yesterday's video, including more about the Pokedex, more confirmation about the ginormous Pokedex size of this game from some very reputable leakers. We even have stuff to talk about with more leaked Pokemon, guys. Yes, you heard me right. More leaked Pokemon. This is not a drill. So yeah, you are not going to want to miss this video because we got a lot to cover. So please stick with me throughout this whole video. Let me know your thoughts and your opinions. And honestly, we are just going to go right over the fluff. We're just going to get right into it. So as always, please subscribe to the channel to reach my goal of 44,000 subscribers. Any support goes such a long way. Oh, and stay tuned to the very end for information about the giveaway that my bro Jazard and I are running up. Let's hop right into it. Firstly, this is just an important disclosure before we talk about some of the brand new stuff. Basically just saying that, some things can change before the game does drop, but Central Leaks like tripling down almost on the 300 plus brand new Pokemon number is the one leak that they're extremely confident in because they have verified it with many sources out there. And I also want to talk about Ball Guy for a second. Of course, Ball Guy, one of the absolute most reputable leakers over the last couple of years, honestly. Somebody asked him about the state of the voice acting in the game because we've heard some people say it's gonna happen, some people say it won't happen, some people say they started voice acting the game and then they just kind of scrapped it or something. Ball Guy said there was some recording done, however, it didn't include any of the adults voice acting. More sessions could have been done, but that's out of my knowledge. It will require more time to see what happens. Somebody else asking, can you confirm the 300 plus new Pokemon rumor? Ball Guy saying it is very real. More than 300. Also just saying that things can change. Some of the Pokemon can be scrapped, but it still is seeming like this game will have the largest Pokedex ever. It's crazy to say this, but guys, this might actually be the biggest leak. I legitimately made a video a few days ago called the biggest leak, and I think today's video may have actually surpassed that. The current biggest Pokedex is Generation 5 or Pokemon Black and White with 156 Pokemon. Without a doubt, Pokemon Winds and Waves will surpass that. Now guys, grab your popcorn because we're going to cover some of the brand new Pokemon, most of these being new regional variants, and oh my goodness, some of these sound absolutely insane. So we're saying massive Pokemon Winds and Waves leaks part 3. Onix will get a brand new regional evolution. Houndour will get a brand new regional evolution. Zweilous and Salandit will both be getting brand new regional evolutions. We've heard a little bit about the Salandit one, and we've been teased at the Houndour one, but it seems like it is going to be a regional variant for whatever this region is going to be called, which, by the way, let me know your theories and thoughts of what you think the Gen 10 region name is going to be. Now we got some bad. You guys are with me on this one. This has to be the game where we get a new evolution. Game Freak themselves have teased it many times, and it's time. Game Freak, if you're listening, please just give us a new evolution. But in my opinion, that doesn't mean 100% certainty that there's not going to be a new evolution. But hey, let me know what type of evolution would you want to see if we finally get a new one. There will be an underwater POI, which is point of interest, like a Glimwood Tangle style coral reef called the Neon Abyss. So it should be some sort of underwater area to explore. I'm hoping it's going to be like a little town, like a little city underwater. Now that would be insane, but there will be areas of the world you can only reach by flying there. Shinies in the overworld and Shiny Sound are back, baby. Now that is an old one. We've had this leak for a long time about the Shiny Sound effect, meaning whenever a shiny Pokemon does spawn in, it will make a noise. Both legendaries are in both of the games and have a role in the story, like in Pokemon Black and White. This game, weirdly enough, seems to have a lot of coincidences with the Generation 5 games. The Gen 5 games were also meant to be kind of a little reboot for Pokemon as a whole, and it seems like Winds and Waves is going to be the same kind of scenario where it is going to be technically a reboot for Pokemon as a whole, and I think that's fantastic. So maybe Game Freak internally thinks of Pokemon games getting kind of rebooted in a way every 5 generations. Centro saying, note the evolutions could either be brand new Pokemon or regional forms of the original evolutions. We're not 100% sure yet, but we are leaning for the former. Also remember, this is all unconfirmed info coming from a single source. This specific info has been verified with other sources yet. And on top of that, we have 2 more. Nincada and Clamperl may get a regional evolution, and this says line, which is huge. That would be insane. Of course, we talk about psyduck, which Jazard and I whipped up psyduck. How do you guys feel about psyduck right here? Oh my goodness, bro. Comment hashtag psyduck if you think this is peak. We are still in our noob phases of creating Fakemon. So yeah, let us know. And with that new 300 plus Pokedex number, it includes new Pokemon species. It also includes regional forms or regional variants. This does not include the new weather forms, meaning like if a Pokemon has a Mega Evolution, it's not going to count as two separate, Pokemon in the Pokedex. It'll still just be the base Mon. At least I'm assuming that's what that means. Also, it does not include Pokemon with multiple forms, Alcremie, because there are just like way too many forms of Alcremie. Like, that's insane. Somebody asking about the MMO features of this game. Centro still saying it's from the Terra leak, and it looks like it wasn't scrapped. We kind of covered that a few days ago, but hey, if you guys haven't heard about that, apparently they're still planning on having MMO-like features within Winds and Waves in one way or another. Centro saying something potentially ugly about having 300 plus new Pokemon in a single game is that there is no way they're going to introduce them all in Pokemon Champions in a single update, considering the last season just added like 30 new ones. They're going to drip feed the new Pokemon into competitive for a while. Makes sense. I think they're going to make Champions kind of just last as long as they possibly can. And a lot of these Pokemon should also be added into Pokeopia over time. I would expect maybe a pretty large amount of Pokemon to be added to Pokeopia shortly after the game drops, but then I think they will just kind of drip feed it over time, just so they can make Pokeopia last even longer. So yes, it seems like Winds and Waves, the Pokedex should be amazing, and I would believe the closer and closer we do get to the full release of this game, I'm assuming we will actually get more leaks about some of the specific, new Pokedex. And I'm sure before we do see that next trailer, it's going to be leaked, like what we're going to see in that trailer beforehand. So definitely make sure to stay tuned for that, because it's going to be huge, guys. And remember, a lot of this stuff is just kind of technically rumors slash pretty, I guess you could say, solid leaks at the moment. So some of the stuff could change. All of it could be 100% still happening. All of it could be fake. But this is picking up some big traction, and we will just have to see what becomes real and what becomes fake. So yes, I wanted to put that little disclaimer that some of this stuff may not actually see the light of day, or this source could be completely lying. But of course, we do know that the 300 plus Pokedex is seemingly like almost confirmed, because multiple sources that are very reputable have come out to say that that is real. Guys, let me know your thoughts. What are you thinking about these regional forms and these new Pokemon in the game? And make sure to join up the Discord server where Jzard and I are hosting a giveaway. It is 100% free to join. We just want to give back to you, so we're giving away 2 $20 eShop cards in our Discord server. The reason why it's in the Discord is just so we could actually, keep track of everybody, and to make sure we can message the winners directly. So yes, make sure to subscribe and stay tuned and turn on those post notifications so you don't miss all of these upcoming leaks, because I am sure it is not going to end here. It just feels like we're in a different time right now. So yeah, hope you guys have a fantastic day. If you are watching this far in the video, comment down below a Pokemon you think needs a regional evolution in this game. Peace.